ate that. So
Okay.
to them, she's the lemon. And then maybe on top of the stove, you can do something, a simple sauteed vegetable to go on the side.
Totally. Not to go too pie is technically a pie. It's nothing more than giving a pie. So you're kind of really hitting all the angles.
Hitting all the notes. Hitting all the notes.
That's great. I want pot pie. Great question.
We have Dee on the line. Let's go to Dee. Hey, Dee. Hi. It's good.
Hi, Dee.
Hi.
How are you today?
I'm pretty good. Getting rainy out here in the Northwest.
That is most days. You understand.
Making me feel very solid. So I was thinking about making a setup card and using a few breadcrumbs and either mustard seed or mustard and some sage, even some of the stuffing. And I'm wondering about using currants or pine nuts or nuts or anything else, and maybe a drop of cherry.
Yes.
Yeah, I was going to say my answer to you is just yes.
Yeah, it is. But you're stuffed chard meaning like Swiss chard, like leaves.
Yeah, like a stuffed
leaves,
cabbage.
and you're making stuff in the bowl. Dee, I think that your question is, am I making you hungry? That's your question.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope so.
All I had was a sprig of broccoli.
They really do.
Yeah, broccoli. That's all I had.
And
I didn't have very much of it either.
And I'm not sure how I did.
Had the herbs.
Yeah, I
Not
think
sure what I'm doing here.
I didn't eat much today at all.
You sound like you know what you're doing.
I know. I'm like sort of like, can you develop a recipe for my thing over here? You sound amazing. I have two questions. One, are we doing this as like a vegetarian option, or can we add like a sausage or a meat to it?
Oh no, we can add a sausage or broth or anything like that.
I really want to add meat to it, surprise. But so I mean that could be a good way to sort of like beef it up or turkey it up or pork it up.
Jackson County.
Well, I'm doing a smoked turkey, so.
Oh, so this is with the turkey. Okay, cool.
This is like a side.
Okay, so then maybe we skip that, and that's fine. But I do think...
I do think something... Okay, we're talking about the greens, which... I love greens, I love the flavor of greens, but if you're using a green as like a stuffing, or you're stuffing a beef, you're not really getting that much of a flavor of beef.
Yeah.
Right? If we're talking about... I think we said rye bread, currants, onions, little sherry...
Maybe some mustard or mustard.
Yeah. I think two things sound very much like one, the mushrooms.
Yeah.
That you can roast really hard until they're certainly brown, but almost like a little bit dehydrated, kind of chewy. So that'll add a really nice, bouncy, meaty kind of texture. But I think if you have the greens and you have all that, like the softness of the stuffing, might like a little bit of like hard roasted mushrooms, and a little balance in the bite might be really nice. Or I could also imagine something like little cubes of, not a whole ton, but just for flavor, and again for a little texture, little cubes of smoked ham.
That sounds good.
Yeah.
Would be really nice in there too. I mean, bacon would be obvious.
Or like
but
pancetta?
Yeah.
I also was picturing like butternut squash, like cubes of butternut squash.
Yeah, I got some of those to make too. I gotta make
maybe
those.
You have to pick one.
I've been kind of busy lately. Now I can take it easy and maybe
I
do
guess
some
you're adding
baking.
those into currants, so.
Right.
I got squash to bake.
Oh, that'd be good.
So that'd be super. Well, Dan, if you were making this, would you then braise the rolls, or would you bake them? Would you put them?
I'll bake them and then I'll grease
I
the
think a little
extra.
broth or something at the bottom and just cover it. I think it needs to be covered and sort of steamed.
Bake a big
Okay.
tray of squash
But then I think at the end you could maybe
and
pull the cover off and get a little brown.
freeze it.
Yeah, I'm curious about how the chard would
Freeze some of
hold
it.
up.
Yeah, I'm not worried about browning particularly because I want the charcoal though.
Okay.
You know, it does have its own taste.
Yeah.
I'm trying to complement it without overdoing
Yeah,
it.
that makes sense.
For mine, I put,
You know what I'd say?
if there's a hollow to
because
put
the
something
chard
in
does
there,
tend to be
and I
very-
want to serve it
once
that
especially
way,
when you cook it, you cook
I
it a
put
lot of time.
butter
It's a really
and
delicate green.
honey in
I think if it
there,
falls
Right.
apart,
cinnamon, and
it
maybe
doesn't
even
taste
other spices that might be similar,
It's
like
Thanksgiving,
ginger.
All foods on the weight of bile anyway. So maintaining
pretty good. It's like a
integrity is a
dessert.
beautiful role. I'm sure it looks beautiful for Instagram, but you know, when it comes to eating, it's not that big a deal. However, I think if you might think about using collard greens, like the structure of them will hold a little bit better, and you know, I think if you want to keep it more of a roll, and like you want to eat it with, you know, knife and fork and slice into it, I would say you can blanch them first.
I think this
to get
is
them
near.
more flexible. So they're a little
I think
stiff
it's past
when
where
raw.
I used to build that.
And I would take
where I
out
was doing
the
that.
center stem.
Where I
the
built
stem
that
is really
log
thick.
cabin and helped them build.
Just cut out the thick part of the stem, and so you keep most of the leaf.
What if I rolled it, doubling the leaves?
Oh, that's smart.
I got past it
I
though.
probably would double up the Swiss chard leaves because you know they're just like a little bit firmer than spinach, really, and spinach.
Might have been at the Millston
Yeah.
exit.
Okay, this sounds
So this
good.
is Millston. I've never seen
How did you come up with
Millston.
this idea?
I've seen the exit, but I've never seen Millston. They got a
What
tank.
if I stuck some of that for a side dish for Thanksgiving? And so I started thinking about it and making notes, and I thought about pomegranate, but then I thought currants might be better, and I thought walnuts maybe, then I thought rye bread, I love rye. And I did think about mushrooms, and then I thought, oh, that might be too moist, you know, so I crossed it off. But I think your idea of roast mushrooms is a really great one.
Yeah. Dee, I wanna hang out in your head. It sounds fascinating.
Yeah, that sounds super
Hopefully
cool.
come over the spectrum.
Yeah.
Send us a picture. Send us a
Yeah.
picture.
Okay, I'll go do.
Awesome.
Well, happy Thanksgiving, Dee. I hope you love your stuffed peanuts.
Yes.
I do too. It'll be fun to put it together. I'm looking forward to it. Thanks very much for your suggestions. They're very helpful.
Good job. Wow. Happy cooking.
Yeah. Happy Turkey Day.
Happy Turkey Day.
Turkey Day.
We have another caller. This is Annie. Hey, Annie. Happy Thanksgiving.
Hi, Annie.
Hey, happy Thanksgiving to you.
How are you? And
I am well. I am calling from Seattle.
okay, more Northwesterners.
Yes.
Yeah, we're good luck. So for the past 2 years, I've been making this delicious barley and mushroom casserole. It tastes better than the house. And I got it from the old Sunset. I know.
Broccoli
It
and
sounds
mushroom,
very
is that what she said?
Hippie, and it is, but it's delicious. It's cooked barley mixed with an olive tapenade, topped with mushrooms itself, and then like a chive and mashed roasted topping and phyllo on top of that kind of thick crunch.
That sounds incredible.
And as much as I love it, yeah, it's delicious. It's warm. It's hearty. And as much as I love it, I'm also wondering if there are ways to kind of spruce it up or riff on it. And even though it is vegetarian, like I am open to trying to add meat to it too.
I don't like it when they do that. They take a vegetarian thing and then they add bacon to it. And they think that that's
just add
still vegetarian. Or they add gravy to
on
it.
Thanksgiving because we're not getting
And
enough
it's like, that's not vegetarian. A person that's a pescatarian or a vegetarian is not going to eat that. At least not knowingly.
Barley. What type of barley and how the barley?
And a lot of people
So
do
the
that.
barley, I quite honestly just buy whatever is in full at the grocery store. But you cook it with
Oh, they'll say, oh, you could pick the meat out.
Barley. You cook it with
I don't like it when they do that.
barley, olive oil, and then of course the tapenade also has some oil to it.
Jeff eats at his family's too, and he's more of a vegetarian than I am.
And you just like boil the barley, the soften it up first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
And
a
he just
question.
kinda
What
has to-
kind of mushroom?
I don't think they do that to him, but he doesn't
Okay,
eat
I
the
figured they would probably-
meat or anything. He just eats
my
the
first
sides.
instinct
He
was
does
to,
eat
like,
the
really
eggs,
have fun
the
with all
deviled eggs that they
beautiful
serve,
mushrooms that are
but he
out
only
in the
eats
world.
that then. He doesn't make
and try
deviled
and
eggs
change
at
it.
home.
Northwest.
He doesn't make eggs at home at all.
The mushroom,
Yeah.
do a medley, because I think the varietals of mushrooms.
He only has
could be
eggs a few
fun
times a
place
year.
to play.
Yeah. I mean, in Northwest, you guys have you get so many chanterelles.
Christmas,
Yeah.
Easter,
Yeah.
But the thing
Thanksgiving,
the
maybe.
reason why I was asking about the barley is because I thought maybe what you could do is swap in some farro which are like wheat berries that you
Yes.
also just boil ahead of time and go with salted water, and they have such a beautiful chewiness, and I think just texturally it'll make it a little more chewy, or a blend, maybe like